Awesome. Thanks for joining today for Pilates yoga. We're gonna just start with our Pilates series, start by awakening our core, and then we'll go into our yoga and do some elongation and stretching. So let's just start setting our posture and our intention. Feet hip distance apart, parallel. Start to engage the inner thighs. Lift the rib cage up off the waist. Make a lot of room here to engage your core. Hold on to your core. Nice natural curvature of the spine back here. Roll your shoulder blades down your back. Put them in your back pockets. Level your chin so the back of your head is over the back of your spine. Take a deep breath in. Letting those lungs expand. And exhale. Again, let's practice just letting those lungs and that belly expand. One more time, big inhale, big exhale. Nice, feeling that rib cage float up on the inhale. Let's come down to the mat to start our Pilates series. Start by having our back to the mat, back of the head down. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath to make sure your chest is nice and open. Feet flat on the floor. We are going to start our warm up with just a single leg fold. Inhale, exhale, fold. Now, this is a great warm up position because you should feel your lower back flexing a little as you bring that knee in with that other foot flat on the floor. That should be a really gentle movement. We don't want it to be exaggerated. We're pressing the belly button down toward the spine, and that should keep the lower back from popping way up when both feet are down on the mat. Really following your breath here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you'd like, let's take this up another level, leaving the head and shoulders on the mat, but we are going to extend that other leg. 2 exhales. Now here, there should be much less movement of the spine if you're doing that hover of the other leg. Since we don't have our head and shoulders lifted, it's really great to be able to check in with the position of those lower vertebrae. Feel how your core is stabilizing them. They're not rolling side to side. They're not flattening and curving. That spine is just really staying fixed as you press your belly button in. And if you'd like to take it up to the next level, let's go ahead and raise that head and shoulders up off the mat. Nice. Beautiful. Good exhaling. Pressing that belly button down to the spine. Now your spine will be flat since you've got both halves of your body up in the air. Nice distance between the chin and the chest, not crushing that windpipe. A little bit of stretching here, a little bit of core engagement. 4, 3, 2, last one. Hug those knees in, rock side to side. Setting yourself, we're gonna stay laying on our back. It kind of knocked my camera out of alignment. We're going to come into one-legged circles. There we go. So we are laying down here. That did not help at all. Laying down here on the floor. We've got our one leg extended. The other leg is going to come up. Palms are flat on the mat. We are tucking those shoulder blades underneath, holding onto that core, pressing the belly button in, compressing the distance between the spine and the belly button, trying to maintain this nice spinal curvature. Try not to flatten the spine, not pushing all the way down. And we're going to circle that leg. While you circle, you're focusing on keeping both glutes on the mat, keeping those hip bones pointed straight up. So this standing leg, the hip kind of wants to rock over to this side to keep some kind of equilibrium going in your body position, but we are using our muscles to counteract that equilibrium. Nice big circles coming out as far to the side as you can without losing your balance. Really nice, everyone. I'm seeing some really good work out there. Excellent. 4. And feel the tide of your breath, whatever makes sense to you. To me, it makes sense to inhale on the up and exhale on the down, but you may be different. 2 and 1. Set that leg down, shake it out. Let's go to the other side before we switch our circles to the other direction. So lifting this leg up, set the spine, set the core, circle out and in. Palms flat on the mat. You can spread your fingers to give yourself a little more balance. If you need more balance, you can, of course, extend the arms into a T. It's a little more challenging with those arms next to the body. Keeping the hip bones pointed straight up to the sky. Nice slow movement here. It's all muscle. It's no momentum. 4, 3, really feeling the core engagement. Keep that body steady as the leg extends out as a lever. 2. And the last one. Nice. Shake it out. Let's come back to that other leg. This time we're going to cross over first and then open out to the side. Cross over, open out to the side. Really feeling that core work. Crossing over. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. I think we're supposed to cross over toward our face. No, that's what I was already doing. I had it right. Sorry. A little mixed up today. Cross over for 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice, shake it out. Other side, start with that crossover and then open. Crossover and open. On the open, keeping the hips parallel to the sky, not letting that hip open up to the side to follow the leg. Tuck your shoulder blades in again. Make sure your chest is nice and open. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. That's a little bit of intensity here at these hip flexors. So let's do a little yoga hip flexor stretch. Let's do a modified camel coming up to kneel. Feet are parallel, tops of the feet on the mat. We're gonna put those hands on our back, fingertips pointing up. Press. You'll feel like you're pressing your hips forward. You're not actually pressing them forward, but feel like you are. and drop that head behind you. Feel a nice stretch here in the front of your body, supporting your lower back with your hands. Let the weight of the head get you into this stretch. Nice. All right, just a nice little stretch for those hamstrings. Let's come onto our side for some leg lifts. So we're going to be, you can use your arm as a pillow, pop your head up with your arm, straight line, top of the head down to the heels, top hand on the mat or on your hips straight up and down. Just start with a little lift. That foot is facing the front of the room, so we don't have our hip open. We're not pointing the toes toward the sky. We've got think about leading with the heel. Up and down, up and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. All right, we're going to bring it back up to that height. This is a very aspirational height. We are not going to meet this leg with the other leg, but we're going to try. So lift up and down, up and down, holding onto your core. This is really a challenge for your balance. Drop that hand to the mat if you're having trouble holding your balance, keeping those hips straight up and down, but really working on that core to control any roll of your body, keeping that top leg up high. I know your glute is talking to you. Let's keep it there if you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and here, hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Nice. Lots of work in that glute. Lots of work in the core. A little bit of work on the inner thigh. That one's a nice kind of full body situation. Set yourself up on the other side. Nice alignment, keeping that foot facing toward the front of the room. Lift that top leg. Enjoy this little bit of a break here with a small movement. Feel how the different parts of your core engage in different parts of this movement. Obliques, but also your rectus abdominis here, your lower abdominals. Everything is engaged here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's lift this leg up to our aspirational height. Lower leg lift and lift. Lift and lift. And if you can reach that top leg, that's great, but then try lifting it higher. Just try to keep that top leg out of reach so that the bottom leg is really working. Nice exhale as you lift that bottom leg. Feel that core work. Nice. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're going to do our hold. 2 and 1. Hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Let's do a little child's pose to give those glutes a little stretch. Toes together, knees apart, reaching those arms forward, spreading the fingertips, pushing back through the shoulders, pushing back through the hips. Nice little stretch. We're going to come into our plank variation. So mentally prepare yourself for that. Let's come onto our elbows. You can be on knees or on toes. We're going to be doing alternating knee drop. So if you're on your knees, you'll start here and just lift one knee and then the other. If you're starting on your toes, you're going to tap one knee down, tap. Just a little tap, obviously no weight going into that knee. If you're up on your toes, tap, tap, tap. Now be conscious of the position of your head. The head is super heavy and we want to drop it when we're in something hard like a plank. That's going to do crazy things to your orthostatic pressure. And a plank is working our whole body. So it's working that neck and shoulders that are lifting our heavy head up. So feel a straight line between the top of your head and your heel. Lift up through the shoulders. Almost feel like you're doming your spine. It's really hard to go too far in that feeling. It's really hard to be too lifted in your shoulders. So really, I wouldn't worry about that at all. I would worry more about lifting through the shoulders, lifting that spine up, keeping the head straight. Nice, keep tapping. Tap, tap, tap for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's sit up. We're going to try to do both knees at the same time. Let's take a little rest before we do this. You can sit back on your heels to get a nice stretch here in your quads. Again, mentally prepare yourself. You can stay with our original variation. You can hold a static plank, or you can try to do both knees. If you're starting on your knees for this, you're just going to come up and then a little rest, up, and then take a little rest. If you're starting on your toes, we're just going to tap and tap, tap and tap. Now the trick here is only the knees are bending. We're not swaying those hips up and down. It's super bad for your spine and it doesn't engage your core. So that the glutes are staying in the same place in space. Everything from the hips to the top of the head is rock solid. You're only moving from the knees. 8, 7, 6, 5, lifting up through those shoulders. 4, 3, 2, let's do our hold. Last one. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, sit back, stretch those arms. You can rotate through your shoulders. It is a lot of work on the shoulders, the plank. And let's come all the way down to the mat to do some back work. We're going to do some heel beats here. So start by crossing your hands to use them as a pillow for your chin. Lift, keeping those legs straight. Lift them up. Rotate the hips and the shoulder socket. Bring your heels together like a ballet first position. 1, 2, 3. Rotate tops of the feet down. Touch. Lift. Rotate. Tap, tap, tap. Rotate. Set down. Lift. Rotate. Heels, heels, heels. Rotate. Set down. So the legs are staying straight, trying to lift those knees up off the mat with that straight leg. If we're just bending at the knee and lifting up only the bottom half of the leg, that shin and that foot, we're not really working our lower back here. Rotate and down. Lift, rotate, tap, tap, tap. Rotate and down. Lift, rotate, tap, tap, tap. rotate, and down. If you want to make this a little harder, we're going to bring our hands next to our body, rest them on the mat, palm up, lift, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. Lift, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. So lifting the upper body and the lower body, thinking about just having your hips and your hands in contact with the mat and down. If you want to go really, really hard, rotate and down. We're going to lift those hands up too. Lift, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. Lift, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. While we're lifted, we're reaching those arms back, keeping the shoulders really far away from the ears, not hunching them up. Tap, 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 rotate, and down. Lift, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. Lift, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. Nice. 4, in, tap, 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 rotate, and down. 3, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. 2, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. Last dynamic movement. Lift, rotate, tap, 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 rotate, and down. Now let's just get ready for hold. Walk those feet together, squeeze the thighs together, squeeze those legs together all the way down. Roll the shoulder blades down, lift, lift, lift. Upper body, lower body, hands on the mat or hands lifted, shoulder blades back, shoulders away from the ears, thighs squeezed. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Push back into that child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. Good stretch in the lower back. That was a lot of work for our lower back in a good way. All right, we've got a little more Pilates work to do here. So we're gonna do a full sit-up with legs extended. We're going to roll our hands across the floor. So feet are engaged, feet are flexed, toes are pointing up to the sky. That should help you keep your legs straight. You should almost feel like your heels are lifting up off the mat. We're gonna try to keep this leg position. Big inhale. As you exhale, slowly rise up, running your fingertips along the mat. Inhale to the top, and then exhale, roll it back down. Inhale, exhale, all the way out to the heels. Inhale to the top of this movement. Exhale, start by tucking your pelvis under. That's how this movement starts. And we slowly roll down to the mat. So using your core to lift yourself up and to set yourself down. We're trying not to use momentum here. Both the up and the down. Start by tucking the pelvis, by pushing the top of that iliac crest, this hip crest, down into the mat. It lifts your upper body up. Nice. Really good. A few more here. 4. 3. Oh, nope. Sorry. Got to finish this one. 3. Exhale down. 2, push up. Inhaling, now exhale. Last one. Inhale, back to the top. Let's exhale for 8. Slow, slow, slow down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab those knees, rock side to side. It's time to transition to our yoga series. Really great today on Pilates. Let's stretch it out. Rolling forward. Let's do a little cat-cow to get rid of any lingering tension in the spine from that lower back series. Tuck your toes under, staying in this fold position. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Roll the shoulder blades down the back, palms facing front, coming to our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Deep breaths, back of the head over the back of the spine. Feel that realignment. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to your plank. Let's hold the plank for 3 breaths. One more breath. And on our exhale, chaturanga, hug those elbows next to the rib cage. Hover or come down to the mat. Cobra or up dog. And exhale to that down dog. Rotate through the shoulders, dropping the head as far down between the arms as you can. Try to let your heels float down toward the mat. Good stretch all along the back of that leg with a straight leg, not a bent knee. Inhale that right leg up. Exhale, we're gonna keep that left leg, that left toe on the mat. We're gonna come up into our crescent lunge. Feeling nice. Hip flexor stretch here, super strong. Nice aligned knee, not collapsing in. Should see your big toe in the knee. And now we're gonna rotate that left foot back to the mat, coming to our warrior 1. So in our crescent lunge, it's really easy to maintain this hip alignment. It's a little harder in the warrior 1 with that back foot rotated, but you just were there. So really feel that alignment. Pressing the outside of the back foot down to the mat. Let's come down to the mat. Palms down, step back into our plank. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, exhale to down dog. Same thing on the left side. Let's inhale that left leg up. Come to our crescent lunge. Feet are hip distance in width apart. Nice, strong front knee, really good. I see that really strong front knee, awesome. Straight back leg to the extent you can. Feel this hip alignment right here, straight to the front. And now let's rotate that back foot down to the mat, maintaining that hip alignment. So you can feel like you need just a lot more work in the core for that hip alignment. Really good. Really good. Okay, palms back to the mat. Step back to a plank. Inhale, chaturanga on your exhale, bending those elbows, hugging the rib cage. Up dog. Down dog. Let's come through our full warrior series now on our lifting our right leg into the air. Exhale, come up to warrior one. Feeling that hip alignment. Come through to warrior two. Flip that front hand, exhale back to peaceful warrior. And a nice extension into our extended side angle, reaching forward with that top hand. Bottom hand is strong, facing up to the sky. Fingers open. Palms to the mat. Step back to our plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to our down dog. This time, lift that left leg up. Exhale between the palms. Warrior one. Inhale to warrior two. Flip that front palm up. Exhale to reverse your warrior. And now exhale all the way through to extended side angle. Palms to the mat. Step that foot back. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rest here. If you need to come to a child's pose, feel free. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths to really get a good stretch. If you'd like, you can alternate bending your knees if you need to stretch your legs individually. So we're staying in one place, but you should feel yourself making little adjustments as your heels float closer to the mat while your calves stretch out. Your shoulders get tired, so you have to recommit to lifting through them. Think about pushing those glutes up and behind you to stretch the back of the legs. One more breath here. Now look between your hands, step or jump your feet up to meet them. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's take a stretch here in forward fold. You can have your hands on your shins or your ankles, a yoga toe hold, or you can come all the way to gorilla pose. Tuck your hands underneath your feet, toes touching the inside of your wrists, straightening those knees to get a really intense stretch on the back of your leg. Start to unbind yourself. We're going to, again, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Back to our Tadasana. Take a breath to transition and adjust yourself to being upright, and make sure that you do not have any head rush going on. Let's come into our Trikanasana. Let's start with our super wide V. Toes pointing in toward each other, arms out. Now turn one foot to the side at a 90-degree angle without changing any of your other alignment. So while we're here, hips super square, keeping those hips super square. Reach over to the side of that foot that's turned out until you can't reach any further. Lifting that top arm into the sky, gaze up at that top arm. You can have your bottom hand clasping your leg, open on your leg, down on the mat, wherever your flexibility is, keeping a strong top arm. And now rotate fully toward this leg with the extended foot. And we're gonna come into a runner's lunge. So rotate that back foot so your toes are on the mat, palms or fists on either side of that foot, reaching forward with the top of your head, pushing back with that back heel. Huge oppositional stretch here. Feeling this work. Keeping your inner hand, which on me is my left hand, is inside of my leg, flat on the mat, open up into a twist with your other hand. Really good stretch here, good twist, pushing all of the air out of your diaphragm. Feel a good stretch on your glute with that bent leg. Palms back to this lunge. Rotate that foot back to the mat, coming back into your triangle, and then come all the way through to lift back up. Again, toes toward each other. Feel this really good alignment of your hips. Turn the other foot out without changing the alignment of your hips and your shoulders. Reach to the side, come down into your triangle pose. Using this bottom shoulder to rotate the top shoulder even more so that you are parallel with the wall. This is another one of those moves where it's almost impossible to rotate your shoulders too much. I'm sure there are some people with enough flexibility to do so, but mostly it's almost impossible to try to get that top shoulder too open. Let's rotate toward this leg. Come down into our runner's lunge. Reaching the top of the head forward, pushing the back of the heel back. Full elongation of your body here. Plant that inside palm, open up the other leg to the sky, again using the bottom shoulder to rotate the top shoulder. Gaze up at the top fingertips. Strong through the back heel, that's still pushing back, that your leg might want to rotate, your heel might want to get out of alignment. You don't want that to happen. It also, pushing the heel back also keeps that knee straight. Palms back to the mat, rotate the back foot back, coming back into our Trikanasana, and then lifting up with that top hand, coming back to the center, walk your feet back into the center, and we'll get ready for our balance pose. So this is a fun and challenging one. We're gonna do a leg lift to an airplane to a warrior 3. So planting that right foot, lift up each toe individually or whatever foot you want to start with. I'm going to start with the right because it's my stronger, so I can demo better. I'll probably fall off on my left. You can start with your hands on your hips for a little balance here. Choose a spot on the wall that will not move. Lift that left leg up, pointing the toe, keeping the hips aligned. If you're comfortable, you can bring your arms up to the ceiling. Feeling really strong. If you are ready, we're going to bring that leg through maybe brushing, but not resting on the mat. You can keep your arms extended. If you want to go straight to warrior three, if you want to do an intermediate pose, you can come to airplane, where your body is a little more tucked in toward your center of gravity, with your arms by your sides, trying to be parallel to the mat, lifted through that supporting leg. One more breath. And coming back to the mat. Beautiful balance. Really, really good. All right, let's get set on the other side. Lift up those toes on the left foot. You can start hands on hips for a little more balance. Choose your spot. Extend that right leg. Lifting it as high as you can maintain. That could be here, could be way up here. If you're comfortable, raise your arms up to the sky. And sweeping that leg through, coming to our warrior three. Aiming to be parallel with the mat, not letting that hip ride up to the sky. One more breath. And coming back to the center. Awesome, really good. That one, I find that to be a very challenging balance. Let's make our way back to the mat. We're gonna do shoulder stand quickly before our Savasana. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to your plank. And your chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale. Coming back to our down dog. Bring your legs all the way through your arms. We're gonna come to our back. Level one is legs in the air, and you can always have your knees bent. I guess that's level one. Level two, legs in the air. If you wanna come up to your shoulder stand, you're going to tuck your elbows really close to your body. Push up, walk those elbows in even more. Hands on the back of your hips. And then the goal is to get the legs straight up. So you're more balanced with you have your legs piked like this. It's harder the closer you get to parallel. More core work, more muscle work to try to get those legs parallel to the wall. Gaze is straight up at the ceiling. Try not to turn your head in this position. Our neck is a little bit compressed, so we don't want to hurt ourselves by turning the head. If you'd like, you can do some dynamic leg movements. You can open up, you can rotate through. Whatever you're looking for in your shoulder stand. Now flex the feet and trying to drop into a plow. You can bring your legs behind you, trying to get the toes onto the floor. If you can drop those toes down, then you can extend your arms. You can try to clasp them to really get your shoulders and chest open. You can rest your knees on your forehead now. And we're going to slowly, very slowly roll down. Use your hands to brace yourself as we slowly, slowly roll through. We did a lot of this slow roll with control at the end of our Pilates series, lifting up into a fish pose. So your head is dropped, your shoulders are strong, you're not collapsing through your chest, shoulders are strong, Head is dropped. Let the mouth open as we take 3 lion's breaths. You're going to inhale, exhale on a roar. Inhale, really feel that exhale. The belly, push the air out. One more time. And slowly roll back to the mat. Clasp your knees, rock side to side. Stay here as long as you need. If you've got a little more kinks to get out of that lower back. Otherwise, when you're ready, extend your legs for your Savasana. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Open your palms to the sky. Feet relax. Hands relax. Face relax. Wiggle your jaw to make sure you're not holding tension in your mouth. Squeeze your hands into fists. Squeeze your toes into toe fists. Squinch your face, squinch your eyes. Gentle clench of the jaw. And on a slow exhale, let go of everything slowly. Roll onto one side, using your arm as a pillow, touching your knees, touching your toes. Push up into a seated half lotus position, palms up on the knees. You can bring your thumb and your pointer together into a mudra. Roll your shoulders up toward your ears and then roll them way down. Your neck should feel like a giraffe's. Inhale, palms to heart center. Let your rib cage and your belly expand. Inhale, palms to the center of your forehead. One more inhale, and on an exhale, if you'd like, you can join me in a bow. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for sticking with me as I ran over a little bit. I appreciate that. You're just having so much fun. I didn't want to stop.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a great class. I really appreciated it. Hey, is that Mark?